Hello, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds, where we explore Gorgon. So, Wilhelmina Ambrose hired us to, who is residing in that manor over there. She hired us instead of Lucky Montoya now to investigate whatever happened here on Gorgon, because there was a research facility of Space's Choice, which was at a certain point of time just closed, and then the corporate blamed the Ambrose family for the failure. Now, Wilhelmina is convinced that that cannot be the case. Um, we must find it out. We are now heading to Sprat Shack to follow the trail of Lucky Montoya, the previous person hired to investigate. Unfortunately, Lucky Montoya uh, got one arm shorter.
Come here. Let's have a chat.
Sure.
Don't want to chat? Fine. You're on my list now, bub.
Hey, I don't
All
mind
right,
chat.
inspection time. Look at my eyes for as long as you can without blinking. Starting now. Good. Look up. Now look down.
Keep looking, you have pretty eyes.
Thank you. Got 'em from my mother. You're doing swell. Now, name and occupation.
John, captain of the Unreliable.
Good enough for me. You're cleared to pass. That was a sanity check. If you had changed like the others, it'd be in your eyes. You'd also be drooling, cursing, and making a mess of the place. Welcome to the Sprat Shack. You can head on downstairs.
What did you mean when you said people had changed?
Every day, salvagers and scrappers set out to comb the ruins and make their fortune. The ones who come back, they aren't always the same men or women who left. They change. Never for the better.
What happens when they change?
First, they get real twitchy and paranoid, shouting at folks who aren't there. Then they smell like they soiled themselves, on account of how they soiled themselves. After that, they're gone. Nothing but animals wearing human skin. Seen it happen myself. It's never pretty.
Where exactly am I?
This is the Sprat Shack, the most remote watering hole in the system. Rule number 1, no fighting. Rule number 2, wipe your feet on the way downstairs. We're the only hospitable place on this rock. I want to keep it that way. That's why we have rule number 3. When people change, they stay outside, where they belong.
Let me ask you something else.
Just don't ask me to dance.
What do you know about Gorgon?
Something bad happened here. Spacer's Choice was developing chemicals. The kind with nasty side effects. Marauders outnumber the rest of us 10 to 1. Either they came from Gorgon, or something draws them here. I don't know which is worse. This place is under a dark cloud, stranger. That's all I know. If you want the history of the Sprat Shack, talk to Lex behind the bar.
What kinds of people come to the Sprat Shack?
This is a sublight bar, so most of our regulars come to plunder the old labs. The facility's locked up behind miles of red tape, so progress is slow. A lot of time to drink and reevaluate, then venture out and try again.
What do you do around here?
Bouncer, bodyguard, law enforcer. I make sure the Sprat Shack gets only the highest caliber of clientele.
Well, I hope you look the other way just this once.
We get a lot of brand-loyal corporate types, and a lot of cutthroat freelancer types. Both sides have their share of dirty scoundrels. and I hate dirt.
See you around.
Watch yourself out there.
And I hate dirt. I can imagine him saying that about sand. Tactical shotgun 3.
Been an age since I had a good trip of kale. Hope they've got it on tap.
Lex. Smugglers. Trixie. Freddie. Raving drunk. That seems to be a kitchen. Let's probably start with the bartender.
Welcome to the Sprat Shack. First one's on the house, and I won't even water it down. What'll it be?
That's rich. I'm good, thanks though.
So, you just wandered in for the genteel conversation. Suit yourself. I assume you're here for salvage.
What salvage? Sure, got any leads?
Even if I did, I ain't supposed to play favorites. Most of my regulars are sublight scavengers. They pick over the ruins of Gorgon, spend their earnings at the bar, and head back out the next day. Vicious cycle, but that's life. You're the first new face I've seen in a while.
You know anyone by the name of Lucky Montoya?
Lucky? Sure, I knew him. He could get a little dramatic at times, but he was a good guy. Heard he took on a dangerous job. Spent a lot of time coming and going from the Office of Creative Incubation, just down the road.
Office of Creative Incubation?
That's where the top rungers at Spacer's Choice came up with slogans and marketing. Lucky never told me why it was so important. Awful shame about what happened to him.
What happened?
You really want to hear my story? Law, most everyone around here is sick to death of it by now.
Well, I'm new.
Last I saw of Lucky was a few days ago. I went outside for a smoke and a stroll, and I saw this wild canid dragging a bloody limb. So I kicked the canid, scared it off.
Go on.
Get this, the canid was chewing on an honest-to-law human arm. Lucky's arm.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, the arm was clutching a phonograph that mentioned someone named Alex Hawthorne. I did some poking around, and this Hawthorne has a reputation among the salvagers who frequent the bar. So I packaged up the arm nice and tidy and sent it care of the Halcyon Parcel Service. They even gave me a discount on the hazardous waste removal stamp.
Why bother sending it at all?
I figured Hawthorne would want to know what happened to his pal. Help Lucky get his affairs in order, you know. Oh, I hate to see people go with unfinished business.
Well, the arm made it to me. I'm Hawthorne's next of kin, sort of.
No kidding. And now you're here? Colony feels smaller than you'd think some days. I'm glad I was here to see this confluence of events, you know? The stars really aligned on this one. And here I am, smack dab in the middle.
Where was Lucky staying?
3rd floor. Once I figured he wasn't coming back to pay his tab, I left his room unlocked to air it out. You can help yourself to anything you left behind. Fair warning, I've been letting the regulars use it for a quick lie down. Just wash your hands when you're done. Trust me.
Yeah. What do you know about Gorgon?
Spacer's Choice used to brew pharmaceuticals in these parts. That's why the asteroid smells like an old gym sock. They say Adrenatime came from here, just down the road at the old R&D lab. Very hush-hush back in the day.
Any idea why Space's Choice shut Gorgon down?
I doubt anyone knows the full story. One day the evacuation order went out. Grunts and lab coats scrambled to get anywhere but Gorgon. And the weirdest thing of all, adrenatime still hit the market. Me, I never touched the stuff. To each their own, but I think it's dangerous.
Would any of your regulars have more information about Gorgon?
Roscoe might tell you more. He spent some time around here before the bar opened up. And I trust him well enough. There's always Leonora, my favorite customer over in the storage room on the second floor. Keeps to herself and always closes out her tab.
What's Roscoe's story?
He's been here since opening day. I think he told me he was some kind of journalist. He got left behind when Spacer's Choice pulled out. And I guess no one's coming to get him.
It's kinda sad. Poor bastard. You looking out for him?
Roscoe's drinks are on the house. We all know how it feels to get left behind. He'll be all right. He's with the family now, and we take care of our own.
Why'd he
He
get
didn't tell
left
me, and I
behind?
didn't ask. I'm his bartender, not his human resources rep. If
Yeah.
you believe the chatter, a lot of good folks got left behind, and a lot of bad folks made it out. Sometimes that's all there is to it.
Fair enough. What can you tell me about Leonora?
Nice lady. Been coming around a lot these past few months. She isn't with Sublight, but seems to know the lay of the land better than anyone. She spends most of her days drinking alone. I think she's looking to hire someone. If you're open to a side gig.
Sure thing. Do you know if she spoke with Lucky Montoya at all?
Now that you mention it, I thought I saw those two sharing stories over a pint. Didn't think twice about it. I don't speak ill of the dead, but Leonora deserves better company. That Lucky was no good for her.
Thanks for the tip.
What are friends for, eh?
Salvagers must be making a fortune off of Gorgon.
Damn right we are. We've got drugs, scrap metal, prototype weapons, drugs, money, and more drugs. When Spacer's Choice evacuated, everyone dropped their gear and ran. Most of it stayed where it fell, and all of it is up for grabs. Of course, the real treasure is whatever's locked up in the old facility. Until someone figures a way to crack it open, we're just sifting through dirt.
No further questions.
You got it, bub.
So you run this place?
Yes and no. The Sprat Shack used to be a shipping and receiving warehouse during the old Project Gorgon days. When Spacer's Choice pulled their guys off-world, Sublight moved in to salvage what we could, and they put me in charge.
So Sublight owns the Sprat Shack now.
Yes and no. Rumor has it there's a Sprat wandering around the Groundbreaker, and he's the legal owner of the Sprat Shack. Hagen's idea.
Dare I ask why Sprat owns this bar?
See, Hagen didn't want a paper trail that led back to her, so she gave the bar to the Sprat. If there were any legal problems with this place, the Sprat would do the time.
Is this even legal? Is this arrangement even legal?
I know there's paperwork backing it up. You put enough stamps and staples on anything, I'm pretty sure it's legal by default. The beautiful thing is, no one could tell Matt Sprat apart from an ordinary vermin. I think that's kind of the point, to send the authorities on a wild Sprat chase.
What happens if Ethel Gabler turns him into Spratwurst?
Never thought about that. Shit, someone could have eaten my boss. As far as business arrangements go, this one's a head-scratcher, but they say it's all above board, so that's what matters.
Okay, does Spacer's Choice mind that you're squatting in their warehouse?
Yes and no. We're doing a lot more than squatting. We're classing up the joint, keeping the riffraff outside where it belongs. They didn't even serve drinks until I arrived. Talk about wasted potential.
I was just about to say that majority of your answers start with yes and no. Can you answer any question without starting it with yes and no?
Yes and no. Again, that one was Hagen's idea. She told me that speaking in vague terms keeps you out of trouble. And I don't want any trouble in my place.
How do you get supplies in and out?
Thirsty people come and go from all over the colony, mostly on the way to somewhere better. Some are well connected, and not everyone pays with bits. That's how we get the unconventional goods anyhow. Sublight keeps us well stocked with the essentials, by which I mean booze.
Okay, let's just check what
Don't
she
forget
has.
to close your tab when you're done.
Sure thing. And it's mostly... Well, that's quite a selection, I must say. Coat of arms. Okay. Improved stealth kit. Cat's eye pressure helm. Sneak attack damage and hack. Okay. What's that? Okay, need meat. Okay. Cushion souls, Nightingale step kit, geographic scanner. Okay. Now, can I talk with anyone?
I may have been overserved.
Trixie, Freddie. Some of these random guys.
Are you my agent on the ground?
Sorry?
I've been sent to meet a certain someone about a certain piece of merchandise. They're supposed to have a certain phrase.
Can't help you. I'm just here to drink.
That's the code phrase. It is you.
Quiet down. You're making a scene.
Such a stupid code phrase for a bar.
We're all friends here, even when we ain't.
As soon as I sober up, I'm heading back to the ruins.
Oh, that's where that leads. I mean, if there are any ship decorations, I might be expropriating them. Encountering like these locked boxes, bins that require
I don't know. Did you bring the goods?
require 90 of
No
skill,
payment,
I'm
no
thinking of
goods.
Give me
upping
a
it
taste
up
of
a
the
little bit.
goods, just so I know I can trust you.
You can't trust me. Now, did you bring the payment?
I don't know. Did you bring the goods?
Okay, these two are kind of funny, okay.
You're a humbug, Trixie, and worse, a thief.
I can't steal what's lawfully mine, you tangle-footed dimwit.
Break it up, you two. I've heard more than enough of your shit for one day.
That was my salvage, Trixie. You had no right to it then, and you've no right to it now.
I risked my life sneaking around marauders to claim that wreck. And I didn't see your name on it.
Now you've done it. Eat fist!
All right, that's enough! This is a family establishment! You want to make a mess? You make it outside!
But this was personal, Lex. It's a question of salvage. That wreck was gonna make me a fortune.
You get a lot of tavern squabbles around here.
It's the same fight every day. 5 years we've been at this, and we still can't agree on how to properly tag salvage. Now you two listen, this is my place. While you're in the Sprat Shack, you'll sit quietly, or I'll forbid you to come here at all. Is that understood?
Here, here. Bars are for drinking. The poor decisions that result are better left outside.
Fair's fair. I'll have a stout, and we'll settle this later on our own terms.
It's no good to leave a fight unresolved. If I don't do something, these two are gonna be at each other's throats.
What do you propose?
Would you do me a favor and weigh in as a third party? I can use an unbiased set of eyes on the problem, and an outsider like you fits the bill.
Sure. Fine.
Freddie, Trixie, go on and make your case to the generous stranger.
I'll start, seeing as I'm the one who's been most wronged in this equation.
State your names for the tavern. Go on.
So, just up the road and due east of here, there's a shipwreck lodged in the mountainside, right? I staked my claim on that wreck. Then I wandered in for a drink. An hour later, Trixie swaggers in bragging about her salvage. Ugh, the nerve of some people.
How did you mark the claim?
I climbed on top of it and called out in my loudest voice, "Finders keepers!"
Let's turn to Lex. Is that legal?
I don't know about legal, but it's legit by sublight standards. Assuming anyone was around to hear it, which we can't know for sure.
Someone must have heard me. They just ain't brave enough to step forward and admit it.
What's your side of the story, Trixie?
When I found the shipwreck, there were no salvage mark. See, the whole area was teeming with bloodthirsty marauders. So I snuck around and added my tag, clear as day, so no drunken idiots could claim the salvage out from under me, Freddie.
For the record, when I heard the marauders coming, I left. Trixie must have set her mark down after me.
No speaking out of turn, but I'll allow it this once.
I kept my mouth shut during his story. He should have the courtesy to return the favor. Anyway, that's my story, sir.
That's pretty brief. What mark did you leave on the salvage, Trixie?
I drew next in the dirt, with my toe.
Oh, crap. Couldn't the marauders have walked over by it now, or the wind blown it away?
Wouldn't surprise me in the least, but that doesn't mean it ain't mine.
In all my years, I've never heard a more contentious argument. I don't envy your shoulders for bearing the weight of responsibility. You've heard it from them both. So, who gets the salvage?
I mean, they're clearly idiots, yes, but that does not resolve the conflict. The conflict will be resolved as soon as, like, we will decide that it gets to a certain person. I am curious if there is a certain decision, if we somehow can move forward this conversation, if I rule it in no one's favor. Like, what if I can go back to the salvage and check if there is any mark? Let's give it a try.
That ain't no kind of fair.
He ain't even from around here, Lex.
Here's a six-pack on the house, plus your fee. Maybe now we'll finally get some peace around here for a change.
Go at the beer service. See you around.
Come and chat if you're ever feeling thirsty.
Smooth talking, Cap.
I mean, they just need... Each of them just needs to get back and
Repurposed
retag it.
aesthetic reminds me of Fallbrook. These sublight folks really know how to overhaul a place.
Oh, Leonora.
I'm gonna love this place.
Some bar patrons. You need help with that?
You don't look like one of the salvagers, no? Don't really seem like the type. You've got the look of someone who's traveled far to get here and whose journey is far from over.
What makes you say that?
Confidence. The scavengers around here, they're faking it. You're the real deal. I don't know if you're bound for the old ruins, but in case you are, can you look into something? I'd do it myself, but of course, the marauders would eat me alive.
Depends on what you need.
Looking for something out there. Been paying Sublight to help me, but they haven't made much progress.
This something must be valuable.
It is to me, but apparently it's junk to Sublight. My husband and I worked on Gorgon during the good times. Jerome was on maintenance duty. I cleaned out test tubes till they sparkled.
Know anything juicy about Project Gorgon?
That was above my pay grade, but it didn't take a genius to figure out the higher-ups were working on something big. Months after I got out, I saw the advertisements for Adrena time. I just knew. This is it, Leonora. It was all for this.
Where were you during the bad times?
Getting the hell off Gorgon. In his final hours, Gorgon was a war zone. Violence broke out in the labs. The hills were full of marauders. You couldn't take a leisurely stroll without an armed escort. When the order came through to evacuate, non-essential personnel drew a lottery to see who would board the first wave of ships. Jerome won. I lost. As soon as I wasn't looking, Jerome switched our tickets and pushed me to the front of the line. I got to leave. Jerome stayed behind. I never saw him again.
What a dick move. Now you're here to find him?
You're a quick study. This place is greedy. Took my Jerome, and it would have taken me too. I just want one thing back. His old hip flask. I gave it to him the day we signed our marriage contract, and he carried it wherever he went. I know it's still here.
What do you think happened to him?
No point in denying it, he died on this rock. Likely torn apart by marauders, unless he took care of himself on his own terms. I don't like to imagine what happened, but I know I have to accept it.
If I come across anything, I'll let you know.
I appreciate it, stranger. I don't expect you to move the stars. Just keep an eye out and think of me from time to time. I don't have much, but if you help me, there's a little set aside for the occasion. Jerome used to drink with his buddies in a small kitchen opposite the maintenance shed. Might be a good place to check first.
I want to ask you something first.
Yeah?
This little story, I don't know why, I don't know how, but it's just like touched me. Yeah, maybe just my personal situation. When you have a partner and you cannot imagine living without a partner, and then due to the circumstances outside of your control, you must be separated, right? And just imagining the realization that your partner will die. But I am saying that it was a dick move because they did not discuss, because she might have been coming to terms that she's the one to die and Jerome is the one to live. And without any consideration of your emotions, without any like talking it through, he makes a decision on his own, like taking again like the control out of your hands. So I don't know. I think they should have talked it through, not just doing it like that. Did you know Lucky Montoya?
That old flirt? Yeah, I let him buy me a drink or two. He talked my ear off about exciting jobs he'd done. All lies, I'm sure. He fell asleep with his head on my shoulder. That man had baggage like you wouldn't believe. I didn't think anyone could be lonelier than me.
Huh. Was he depressed?
He put on quite a front, but I think he was weary. Like he'd seen too much and had too little to show for it. Guess we were kindred spirits in a way.
Did he mention anything about the Gorgon research facility?
He bragged about having the key to some sort of maintenance area in one of the old buildings. I never saw it, so I just assumed he was talking himself up. He also asked if I wanted to see something gross and slimy he kept in his room, but I declined, politely.
Yeah.
Sure thing. My condolences if you two were close.
Thank you. Tell me about your time on Gorgon.
The lab coats kept quiet about the project, but the air was charged with excitement. You could feel it wherever you went. They wanted to change the world. A tenfold boost to worker productivity with no side effects? Who wouldn't salivate at the thought? I don't know what went wrong, but when the shit hit the fan, it sprayed everyone in its path, including me.
We seen you.
Huh, who's this now? Wonder if they could... Nah, who am I kidding? Holy shit, a fresh face. Haven't seen your like in years. Don't know what brought you to the most dangerous corner of this solar system, pal, but you're welcome here. Oh, you talked to Lex yet? She tell you to keep it civil? You wouldn't guess to talk to her, but that lady's got a mean left hook.
Huh. I talked to her. She mentioned you were some kind of a journalist.
Some kind. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Got into reporting thinking I was gonna be some sort of public intellectual. What a joke. Spent 95% of my time playing stenographer to the board, and the rest writing puff pieces on the chairman's latest beard trim. Real life and death shit.
You seem like you're having a rough time. Can I help you out?
If you're going back out there, do you think you'd be willing to do an old bastard a small favor?
Helping out old bastards is 80% of my job. Details first, promises later.
Told you I was a journalist, right? I was here on a story back when Project Gorgon was active. I was doing an interview series for Spacer's Choice. Recorded them all on these little portable phonographs. But when everything fell to shit, Spacer's Choice wouldn't let me leave. Terms of my reporting contract unmet, they said.
You hid them, and now you need me to get them for you. That about cover it?
Right on the money. Look at me, I'm no fighter. I've never even touched a gun. But you're just the right amount of rough around the edges. Help me get my recordings back so I can finally get the hell out of here.
Why stash the recordings?
Someone had been trying to steal them since the day my assistant and I started interviewing. Couldn't even keep them in my safe. They always found a way in. So I took to hiding them all over the fucking asteroid. Thought I was so clever. What a fool I was.
Why not just forget the contract and leave?
Oh, I've tried, make no mistake. I've caught a couple of rides out with sublight folks. But the board's fixers always send me right back. And I'm not about to stand toe-to-toe with marauders just to fulfill a line item on a contract.
It's your lucky day, Roscoe. I'll get those recordings for you.
No shit? That's downright civilized of you. All right. One of them I stashed in the Office of Creative Incubation, in the projector room on the 3rd floor. I gave another to my friend Birdie to keep in her apartment, just outside OCI's upper entrance.
Why there?
Seems like a good idea at the time. Someone had started a fire, folks were shooting other folks. It was a madhouse.
Next.
You'll find another in the chem lab. It's in the main lab storage room.
You ran all over the Gorgon just to hide your recordings?
Didn't have much of a choice. The primals had gotten loose, couple of them were chasing me. The recordings just ended up wherever I hid.
The others?
The final one is in human inquiry and auditing. It's tucked behind a pipe in observation room B.
The observation room? Wouldn't someone have seen you?
What with the test subjects running loose, the researchers were surprisingly unobservant.
Got it. No promises, but I'll let you know if I find anything. No, okay, let's say got it. I'll be back.
Strength to your sword arm, friend. And thank you.
As a matter of fact, I do have a sword.
What's the story with this place anyhow?
Used to be a shipping warehouse. Supplies came in, deadly chemicals went out.
Who told you that?
I worked here back in the day.
You're pulling my leg.
Nope, it's true.
It's barred upstairs. Why is it barred upstairs?
Entering quiet mode.
Like my work made a difference. Then the bosses, in their infinite wisdom, took a good thing and rubbed their stink all over it.
You don't have to talk if this upsets you. Look at his drink.
Yeah, I think I'd like that.
Overheat. What the hell did I just pick? A former Space's Choice advertising agent suggested branding this weapon's defective cooling system as its signature feature. She is now a vice president. I mean, of course she is. Smuggler's note. Sullivan, you were right about this place. I got a lead on some pricey merchandise and all I had to do was put my ear to the ground. Apparently there is a mine shaft down the road past Human Inquiry and Auditing and due east. Used to be an old dead drop, but no one goes there anymore. Wonder why. Would be dangerous, but what kind of scoundrel would I be if I let the goods sit there unappreciated? Come and join me when you read this. I won't wait for you, but I'll bet there's more loot than I can carry by myself.
What have you got there?
Adrenatime, I think. I found some in an old busted crate.
You're just gonna take some drug you found in the garbage?
It's not some drug. It's adrenatime.
I don't see a label.
If it wasn't safe, it wouldn't be in a syringe.
Yeah, that's not how it
Can't
works.
argue with that.
You can. It's not how it works. Ew. Oh, that's just horrible.
Someone's in here. Oh, well. It's coming back up again. I'm all right. That last one really emptied my guts. No, wait. Here comes more.
Maybe I shouldn't bother him. Wow. That's surprisingly rich. And that's a bar patron, okay. Oof. Hunting rifle hyper. Okay. I might be ever so slightly excited about that part. Oh, that's a lot of notes to read. And I can even get a little bit up. Requires code to unlock. Okay, okay. So we start with those notes that are not marked. That I do not have a marker to, okay? List of expenses. Room and board at the Sprat Shack, Bosworth's OCI key. OCI key. Okay, let's put a note on that. Theories and leads. Something strange in mines. Check it out. Note, stay out of mines. Murderous moon man in the canyon. Probably local legend. Canyon's yellow. Space's choice logo yellow. Coincidence? No such thing. Persons of interest. Lots of bodies buried on Gorgon, but not many hatchets. Everyone had a grudge to bear and a finger to point. Lawrence Goodfellow oversaw Office of Creative Incubation, genuinely oblivious or plain dumb. Olivia Ambrose, project director, lead scientist, prickly perfectionist. Note, do not ask Minnie about her, killed in evacuation. Lucienne Bancroft, Space's choice man, real top ranger, few logged visits to Gorgon, tensions with Ambrose. Marion Blakesley, supervisor of human inquiry and auditing, nerves of steel, heart of ice, etc., disappeared when things fell apart. Jasper Lowe, head of ChemLab, exhibited increasingly erratic behavior in later years of projects. Herbert St. Germain, he's a ghost. Worked at one of the facilities, vanished suddenly, records scrubbed. Sus. Note about the key. Several whiskeys in and a few beats shot last night. Gave Lex the maintenance room key while I scrounge up what's owed. Note to self, pay up and get it back before you go back to OCI. So the key should be with Lex. Day 1. Space's Choice may have left in a hurry, but they didn't forget to lock the doors on their way out. Most of the facilities are sealed up tighter than the top runger's safe. Time to do some digging. Day 6. Got a break today. Met a scavenger who claims to be a salesman for Space's Choice. Sold me a key to the Office of Creative Incubation. Let's just say this guy's about as lucid as a Sprat and Reese's factory, but I'm spending minus bits, so I can afford to take a chance. Day 7. It worked. Clarence mostly, whoever you are, I'm drinking to you tonight. Mostly. There was this phrase somewhere, there was his name somewhere. Mostly, it was one of the guys who was responsible for shipping, right? He was mentioned in the shipping manifests. Olivia Ambrose's office and journal ought to be in the synthesis and manufacturing center. The bad news is it's sealed up and at the ass end of the canyon. The good news is I should be able to open it from the bigwig's admin terminal in OCI. OCI is crawling with marauders and I've got a few other leads to chase down. Could be nothing, but my gut tells me there is more to this place than a missing journal. Time to turn over a few rocks and see what crawls out. I'm leaving the OCI key in the safe. The combo is 4815. Preserved eye. Sure.
I really hope this ain't a sign of things to come.
You can never know. Now I would like to ask Lex about the key.
Sorry about Freddie and Trixie. When they're not fighting over salvage, they're fighting over the bed sheets at night.
I've seen worse.
Not by much, I'll bet. At least today they behaved themselves. Even kept their clothes on. So, what'll it be?
Did Lucky leave a key with you?
As a matter of fact, he did. Collateral for the bar tab he was racking up. So, I guess it's mine now. And no, you can't have it.
Lucky wanted you to hold that for me. I'm his next of kin.
You're related to Lucky and Hawthorne? That's almost too much. Still, far be it from me to get between a man and his final wishes. Here. I don't know what it unlocks, but Lucky seemed to think it was important. I take him at his word.
I'm gonna have a look around.
Good. I've got paying customers.
Now, it is time to venture.
I've eaten my fair share of tarot eyes, but I'm still gonna come out and say it. This mission is gross.
Setting clean mode to sensitive care.
I mean, clearly the eyeball is needed for some sort of retinal scanner, right? It must be. I need a map. Electric fling. Love is the plan is death. I don't see myself, to be honest. Oh. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. This place is ginormous. Okay, well, logically, I'm supposed to be around here. Why am I not marked on the map? Well, anyway, that's the elevator. I guess we'll just need to see where do we go, because I'm very unfamiliar with the layout at the moment. I assume that this gentleman is not very friendly.
Unity, clean, mean, and ready to kill Jerome.
Oof. Marauder Colossus.
Identify. Dropped object is an organic in rest mode. This area has been sanitized.
Well, one thing that I can say, they are pretty tough. And I might need to repair my weapon. I don't see anybody's. Like we have defeated so many of them, and I cannot find anybody's. Yeah, talk about me being blind. Crashed ship. I mean, this is not funny. Come on, there should be bodies. Another elevator. And where would you probably take me? Yeah, to one of these places, okay. And I do not see anything on this side, okay. So over here we have some sort of like a flag, or what is it? Some spreads. Well, in any case, I am slightly inclined to go and check out this elevator first. I mean, eventually we will visit all of it, so might as well start somewhere, right? Oh, come on, pick it up. Thank you. Yeah. I don't have modifications with me, unfortunately. Or at least not all of them. Just I'm picking up Adriana, but not always it updates the counter, or maybe I'm looking at it at the wrong times, so not sure. Let's see. Hunting Rifle Hyper versus Hunting Rifle Ultra. Oof. Even without any mods. Just look at this beauty. How much I can upgrade it right now? If I take this one, well, that's the most important mod, is it? A Magnum, Mag to Ray, so either N-Ray or magazine size, then I can hold on to that. Costume accessory. But do I not have one? Temperament. This one is not special, by the way. Eh.
Ugh. Now it really feels like home.
Before I go too far, let's look left and right. Gorgon ruins. I'm slightly holding back because, yeah, like right now I picked 4 Adrena times. And I still see 60 up there. Where are all the enemies? Nobody is like guarding the ruins. There are no like test subjects, no marauders. Like, okay, there was a little bit on our way here, but that was all. That looks like a setup, you know? Economy flats. Oh, that is quite an economy flat indeed. Letters from Edgewater. Dear cousin Dan, Reed Dobson started doling out Adriana time to a select few of us, and guess who got his hands on the first batch? Isn't that the drug you're working on? I had my dosage this morning and worked straight through lunch. The guy who cleans Sotuna across from me is pulling his second shift, and now he's due for a 2-beat raise. You should see what he can do with a Sakeli knife. Don't forget to write back. Maybe get me the Moon Man's autograph when you've got a minute to spare. Cousin Dan. Reed stopped giving out the stuff, oh damn it. If I can't get adrenaline from him, that makes you my only source. Don't you string me along. Can't work, can't sleep, can't even think straight. Give it over, send me everything you've got now, please. Also, are they hiring? Dear cousin Dan, Adriana time really leaves you wanting more, doesn't it? We got through the first batch fast, but lo and behold, Reed gave us more in recognition of our exemplary work ethic and unwavering brand loyalty. How about that? Still no letter from you? I've been feeling a tad queasy lately, but I'm sure a little Adriana time is just what I need to shake it off. Write me back. How's the sunset of Gorgon? Do we get sunsets? So, no enemies, but all these barrels that you can explode. Something's not right in here. Engraved flask. Jerome, cheers to the beginning of forever. Love, Leonora. It smells of decent whiskey, cheap cologne, and old cigarettes. So, let's see. I definitely want to get a little bit more on lockpick because I don't have right now companions that give it to me. But also these three. I want to get them maybe all to 80 or so. I think that would be a decent one. Maybe I can put an extra point in inspiration so that I can unlock companion abilities eventually. We'll see how that will go away. Still on 60. Hello. Okay.
This is my second month on Adrenatime. It's like the color came back. Like I was tuned to the wrong band all this time, and now the static's gone. I'm finally clear-headed, focused. There's so much I'm excited to do. I feel like me again. Side effects? I guess I've noticed people staring at me a lot more lately. Hard to talk to them sometimes. Feels like they don't get it. Maybe they just don't trust it. Or maybe they don't trust me.
Getting paranoid, eh? Christ almighty. I mean, at least I will not be running out of mag peaks, that's for sure. Why did I pick up Tartarus sauce of all the things? Jerome's journal. Ship just left. Law blessed for getting Leonora off this blasted rock. Etheridge called me a fool for giving her my ticket, but Etheridge is a dumbass, so what does he know? I do it again in a second. From now on, my only goal is survival until Space's choice comes back for the rest of us. L, my heart, I will find my way home to you. Some of us shouted in the mines last night, taking turns keeping watch. I don't care to imagine what happened to the others who aren't here. I can hear marauders screaming in the hills. Used a little adrenatime today, not much, just enough to stay alert. Lucky I did, or we wouldn't have heard those mantisaurs coming in time to get the hell out of here. Going to search out a different cavern to shelter in tomorrow. Mine's not safe, Lord damn it. Shouldn't have gone in there in the first place. I think we were exposed to something in the air, maybe. Most of us made it over to the apartments. We are packed in here like Saltuna for now, but hopefully we can get a few more units barricaded and sealed up tight. Make them safe so we can spread out a little more. I went by Elle's and my old apartment while hunting for supplies and stashed the flask she gave me on the day we signed our marriage contract. Just in case something happens and she comes looking. Maybe she'll find it, even if she doesn't find, well, that's if someone shiftless Luto doesn't find it first. Carlson's been short with everyone today. Carlson. Most days you could drop a flange wrench on her foot and the woman would apologize for being in the way, but for a minute there I really thought she was going to stab Simon. Ambushed by marauders in the night. Had to use adrenatime again to keep awake. Sorry, Elle, I didn't have my choice. Even with the adrenatime, I almost can't believe I outlasted them. Next time, maybe best not to think about next time. Starting to think we're spaced, but can't think like that. Gonna get back to you, Leonora. I swear, I miss you like breathing. Low on adrenaline, I'm gonna go look for more. Elle just gotta get back to Elle. Etheridge stole my mock apple, that void-forsaken Sprat Shack. Want to unzip his arms off and beat him with them? I could do it. He sleeps, so weak, so stupid, stupid Etheridge. Where in the system is Space's choice? Where are those blasted ships they promised they'd send for us? Did they forget we're here? Makes a man wonder. All my loyalty, and for what? Only loyal to Elle now. Maybe they abandoned us. It's on purpose. I know it. On purpose. They left us here to die. They left us here to die. If Etheridge steals what's mine again, I'll end him. How long does it take to send help? How long? How long? Come back and face us. Face us, you cowards. Space's cowards. I feel sick. Trying to picture Elle, but I can't anymore. Oh, because Adrena is not Adrena time. Okay. So this one just heals 25% of my health. Oh, this one increases my movement speed, melee weapon attack speed. Oof. And then I have all attributes -1 and walk speed -10. Okay. Do have ever so slight reservation that this place is interesting to explore, but at the same time it's surprisingly empty. Like you hear quite a lot about like marauders, mantisaurs, and other dangers just like wrecking the place, right? But when you wander around, where is it all? Transmission Tower Alpha. Okay. What were you transmitting here? So much ammo around. Come on. Okay, at least we have a terminal here. Okay, that is very appreciated. Thank you. Logs. Quitting time. We've been through a lot together, old friend, but they just blared the evacuation order. Guess that's the end of Gorgon. For the record, you are my favorite comms tower in the whole system. I'll never forget you. Love, Technician number 13, Junior Grade. Well, shit. Fancy seeing me here. The last escape shuttle left a few of us in the dust. Never seen anyone lift off in such a hurry. We're scattered like roaches. It's every man and woman for themselves now. You're still up and running, I see. Looks like only one employee left with their tracker flipped on. What a rube. Signing off. For good this time. You take care of yourself, comms tower. Don't forget to stand up straight like I taught you. That is a very warm relationship with the communications tower. But I shall not poke it. Who am I to judge? Yep, still standing straight. Just like you taught her. Hello.
And we're stalking, and we're stalking.
So, how much better my stuff is now?
Discovered. Preparing required sanitary measures.
I'd say better. At least I complained about seeing nobody around and I found some marauders. Ain't that nice? Oh, hi there. I was just about to complain that I do not often see dead bodies. Like, there was a toilet, there was some sleeping room, right? And there was absolutely nobody. But then I remember that, like, look, dead body. You wanted to see some? Well, there are a couple. Apparently, you're just looking at the wrong place. But also, these are all dead bodies of marauders, right? Oh. Well, that one is pretty busted. Security Blade Ultra. Frida. You have a name. And you are not a marauder. Stuff is getting interesting. What the heck? Dealer's stash card. Ooh. So what the hell is going on here? Where do I find your key? Damn it. Well, I have two options. First, go and research it on a wiki, as I usually do. Or try to ignore it for a moment. And maybe...
I see Monarch ain't the only pet project the board's willing to abandon.
And maybe just a little bit later I will come across maybe some quest or something else to investigate this subject. So this partially looks like a mine, right? That place looks very interesting.
Something there.
I can't even see that well, to be honest. HIA facility, right? Yes. That was not the one that I wanted to visit first. Not sure if I will have an access in general. You need the HIA passkey to unlock it, which I lack. So, I mean, I have ammo for days, but I would still probably keep collecting them. Because you never know, right? Pick it up. Thank you. I am mildly curious what Super Scope does, but not enough to try to actually experiment and put it on. So glad that I found a better version of the hunting rifle. I was getting slowly concerned that I do not have enough, it does not pack enough punch, so yeah, there should be another body somewhere here, no? Maybe that was the guy. Now, I wanted to check the elevator, it's on another side. It's a surprisingly big elevator, to be honest. All others are just like open platforms, right? Where are my companions, by the way? So just like these big machines that look slightly too big for their purpose, but anyway. So that's what I was looking for. A way to turn off the gate. Because what I can do right now is simply return to my ship and complete the upgrades of hunting rifle. Was it Ultra? Let's see. We will probably do this small bit of modification.
You're adjusting before you pull.
Yeah, we've heard that. So just a little bit of modification and we will probably wrap an episode after that. So let's see. First I would like to stash this stuff. Yeah, probably a lot of that stuff can get stashed as well. Now I need I still have no hash grip, right? Like so many modifications. Look at that. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. I mean, with my money, okay, let's be completely honest. I can just buy one, right? But that was Hunch Grip, and I can also use something for an attack. Ooh, the good times are coming. Power attack damage. Damage type plasma, but I already have plasma. Shock, corrosion. We'll probably use Mr. Ouch, right? I do wonder at what point I got it though. Not like it matters though. I would like to use you and give you a plasma damage. And now I would like to improve you and give you first a harsh grip. Because right now your noise range is 0.4. What the hell? Well, I will still put Mr. Ouch. But I am surprised. Noise range 0.4, and you will also like state it here. Because my breaking point is 2.5 meters, right? If I go to perks, there should be an assassin perk. 2.5 meters or less. So, wait, I don't really need hash grip. And I will definitely store it. It's one of the most precious ones.
Here, stand like me. Just so. Hip square. Lean forward a little. It's just equipment. You're just an engineer using it. Okay.
Alright, so Hyper and Ultra. Well, Ultra, because it served me so well, I will preserve it. I think it deserves to be not scraped, not scrapped, but just like put on the shelf as a nice, just nice thing. So, let's think about. We have a planet. We need to explore it. There are abandoned Space's Choice facilities. Well, I think that either mugs. I do not spend a lot of time with mugs, do I? Let's try to pick up mugs. But we will venture out in the next episode.
Is that an Apex Mark V queso atmospheric dome? I've never seen one in person. Magnificent.
Oh, you're welcome. And with that, we will call it an episode. Now, thank you so much for staying there. I hope you enjoy my company and my gameplay, and if that's the case, then please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let me know down in the comments what I can improve for you. I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day out there, and bye!